some very viral statements. People are actually writing articles about me and stuff because I said that I considered this game to be unfinished because it can't hit a good solid 60 FPS. To me, a game is done when it runs at 60 FPS, but people have sort of explained to me that it's just not really possible. That the architecture of the Xbox Series X and even the PlayStation 5 are just not powerful enough to have 1,000 playable.
Didn't I say this shit 3 years ago? Why ain't you people listening to me, man? Like, this shit don't make sense, bro. But I'm happy, Dreamcast Guy, that you admitted that you was wrong. Right? Now you can tell the rest of these fake-ass PlayStation fanboys that they wrong too. I've been saying this shit for 3 motherfucking years. Now all of a sudden it's hit your thick fucking skulls? Come on, man. I told you niggas, y'all motherfuckers have been deceived. But yet y'all wanted to come at me, right? You want to attack me. The only person that was actually right in this motherfucking community. Y'all came after me. You see? Now all of a sudden I want to say I'm sorry. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, you fake ass gamers. Because I told you motherfuckers this shit since day one. And ain't none of you niggas want to listen to me. But since a tech analysis and a specialist has to tell you, oh, now all of a sudden it's credible. Well, I'm happy that they had to check you. You see what I'm saying? Because you console fanboys were getting out of line with this shit. So let's see what else you got to say.
And it's with movable objects like ham sandwiches and spaceships and stuff and have it run at anything except 30 frames a second. The grander point I'm trying to make here is that it is sort of just disappointing that we're beginning to realize that these companies did just straight up deceive us.
3 years, and you guys were starting to realize this now. You should have realized this when you was getting last generation ports. You should have realized this when you was getting 15, 16-year-old remakes. You should have realized that shit then. But instead, guys, I was wrong. You know, GameStuH, you was wrong. You were starting shit in this community. You didn't know what the hell you was talking about. Like, this shit is crazy. But I'm happy that Dreamcast Guy has finally came to the realization that these consoles are underpowered. Just like I've been telling you guys for 3 fucking years. Now you guys can't say shit. Any PlayStation fanboy trying to come in my goddamn comment section, I want my community to roast y'all bitch asses. Because at this point, you niggas don't even have a fucking argument anymore. It's going to get to the point I ain't even going to entertain it. And I'm just going to laugh. Like, if you get a comment and you try to talk about PlayStation exclusives, and I'm just going to put a laughing emoji. Because at this point, I don't even care enough to engage with you anymore. Because you're clearly not listening. But anyways, let's get to this video.
A lot of these talking points like the power of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox, the most powerful console, it's not true. It's just absolutely not true. These systems are weaker than we would like. I think PlayStation 5's dev teams are better at working with PlayStation 5 architecture.
Well, that is your opinion. That is your opinion, but then you have to question it. You have to question that Dreamcast Guy and say, which games are PlayStation using to prove or indicate that to me? Because as far as I'm concerned, all it has been is low demanding games like Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo, Ghost of Tsushima, re-release, Last of Us remake. You have to question yourself. You have to see these things for yourself, Dreamcast Guy, and come to that realization for yourself. I've already seen this. Why do you think I've been saying this shit? But I'm happy that this man finally realizes, like, damn, man, I was wrong. I've been lied to for 3 years. It took Dark 3 years to realize that, yeah, we got played, nigga. For real. But yet I was the problem. Yep. Just like Jesus. Jesus was the problem too, right? And look what y'all did. Y'all put him in the cross. You guys are always vilifying and scrutinizing the wrong people. You do that because you're afraid of the truth. That's what it comes down to.
But people are talking about this. Like Gene Park, obviously a very, very great writer, says these are outdated marketing points from 3 years ago. Your iPhone from 3 years ago is already considered old. You think your Xbox and PlayStation 5 are still up to date. A $70 AAA game on the world's most powerful console saying they've always done bad graphics and bad frame rates isn't an excuse.
Which is not true.
I think I'm just in a spot where
because if you want to focus on the positive games of Xbox, because I mean, if you're bringing up last generation games, then I could bring that up as well with Xbox. Gears 5, Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite. If you want to bring up last generation games, I could do the same type of logic that you PlayStation fanboys are doing with the PS5. But you know what? I'm better than that. I don't need to use games like that to push that my console's better than the PS5 or vice versa. Because at the end of the day, I willingly know that all these consoles are underpowered.
Me that as much as they're able to achieve in Starfield, I guess I'm still sad about those points, those little dots on the map that we are going to have to abandon. It's weird that the PlayStation 5
Well,
and the Xbox Series X
Dreamcast, they
are
don't have to
big.
abandon that.
They're beefy.
They don't have to abandon that. All they got to do is make remakes. That's why I told you. All right, do you want next generation games or do you want last generation ports that play better? That's why I've told you. I've said these things, man. My community right here is probably like, yep, GameStuH's always telling the truth. Always. You never see me cap for anything, bro. Anything. I always keep shit 100, regards to Xbox, Nintendo, even PC, bro. I don't play favorites. I have no horse in this race, man. But it's nice to see that these tech specialists out here putting you console fanboys in your fucking place. Because I was getting sick and tired of this narrative shit too.
Systems that cost
games over frames.
$500. But I guess if you compare it to the power of like my gaming PC here that I'm recording this video on is $2,000. Obviously 4 times the cost, you're going to get a better visual fidelity and frame rates. I guess I'm still just shocked because previous console generations were able to achieve a proper steady frame rates.
That's not true.
Weirdly enough,
not true at all. Not true at all, bro. You guys have been gaming at 30 FPS all the way from PlayStation 1 all the way to PS4. Dead Rising 1 came out on the 360 at 30 frames. Guess what it runs on PS4 and Xbox One? 60. That is an untrue statement. Console gamers have always been playing their games at 30 FPS. Killzone Shadowfall, 30 FPS. Infamous Second Son, 30 FPS. God of War Reboot, 30 FPS. Horizon, 30 FPS. Ghost of Tsushima, 30 FPS. You PlayStation fanboys have pushed this narrative that, 60 was the thing. And bro, when the fuck has 60 ever been a thing, dude? The only time 60 FPS has been a thing when the game was either low demanding or a last generation port or last generation remake or something in regards to that. It had nothing to do with next generation gaming. The fuck?
Age of obsession with good graphics, of no load times, of big ray tracing effects to have reflective puddles. It's weird that we're, in a way, having to regress technologically in certain aspects. Now, the last tweet I want to show here is from MVG. This guy obviously has worked on Xbox games. He's worked on a bunch of different games. He's a very, very, very good coder, great YouTuber, good friend of mine. Now, this dude straight up just jokes. He's being silly here. But now that we know the fact that the Xbox Series X is only going to run stuff at 30 frames a second, Starfield can only hit 30 frames a second, and hopefully we'll stick to that. I think personally it's going to be dipping to 20 frames a second. He said, we need that Xbox Series X Pro. He's obviously being silly. He's being satirical, but there is definitely a power problem. And I don't know. I wish I knew what the solution was, because this to me does seem like a problem. This does seem like an issue that needs to be resolved. I'm not sure if more dev time could do it. I'm not sure if they need to figure out how to do post-launch patches.
What you console fanboys need to do is come to the realization that a $500 console is not going to outperform a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 PC. You paid $500. You paid what you paid for, nigga. Like, what do you guys expecting? A $500? Y'all like that choo-choo train that could shit. Oh, this console, I paid $500. It could push all that. No, nigga. Y'all stupid. Y'all on this choo-choo train that could shit. Expecting a $500 box to push an open-world ambitious game like Starfield at 4K 60. What is wrong with you people? Not knowing that open-world games are some of the hardest demanding games to run at a high frame rate.
Not sure if we need pro consoles.
Already? Shit, we barely even got the next generation started.
I guess I'm just in a space where I like games to look good and be smooth. I am totally willing to give up the idea of 4K for a better frame rate.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Okay, that's perfectly fine. You do know, I want to let you guys know right now that this rhetoric that he's speaking, if you guys claim to be console gamers like you say, this shit that he's saying will single-handedly kill console gaming. You guys do understand that, right? If this is what you guys are wanting to pay for, are you willing to pay $1,500 to $2,000 for a gaming console? Ask yourself that. If this is what you guys are wanting, are you guys wanting this? So like I said, remember what you asked for, because it might bite you in the ass later. So this is what I'm saying. So if this is what you guys are wanting, then Microsoft and Sony and even Nintendo, consoles will cease to exist. I hope you guys understand this. Because at that point, paying $1,000, $1,500 for a console, most motherfuckers are just gonna go PC. Plain and simple. Let's just keep this shit 100. So remember, be careful what you ask for.
I don't care if the game is, super blisteringly fast when it comes to its actual expressions. I think a good, smooth frame rate increases your immersion more than having crazy high visual fidelity.
Then go to PC. Like you said, you still have a PC, right? You paid $2,000. Go to PC. Like if consoles are not giving you that experience that you want, go to PC. Like for real. Like why do console gamers have to suffer with the lack of games because people want to play their shit, all their games at 60 FPS? Why? Why should we have to succumb to this, man? Console gaming has always been stuck at 30 FPS. Ever since they went 3D. And the only time they were able to achieve 60 if it was load demanding, if it was a last generation game. Only time. You guys know this shit, man. Look at all the PS3 games that were running at 60. You will not find any demanding ones. Look at the 360 games that were running at. You will not find any demanding titles. So when the fuck did this narrative get pushed by you PlayStation fanboys, believing that open world games can run at 4K 60? I mean, look, if Forspoken wasn't enough proof for you, and that was an open world game, not even as ambitious as Starfield, that shit ran at 720p, 60 FPS dipping. But I'm happy that you console fanboys are finally coming to well, at least him, that is. So if this is what you want, remember, I'm telling you guys right now, remember, you guys will single-handedly destroy console video gaming. The same shit that you said you hate about PC, that's where consoles are becoming. Look at it. All this rhetoric that you guys are doing, consoles with digital-only consoles with day one patches, all the stuff that you said you hated about PC is coming to intuition with your gaming console. Remember, be careful what you ask for. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, the truth of YouTube is here. Any motherfucker come in this comment section talk about PlayStation 5, PS5, nigga, like I said, just show them this video. Show them this video. Because I would bring up Xbox dudes, but Xbox dudes ain't really out here making that argument. Neither is the Nintendo community. It just seems this 4K 60 shit is coming from you PlayStation fanboys. And I'm happy to see that these tech people on Twitter had to put you in your fucking place. Because I was getting tired of this narrative. I was pushing frames over games. No, not frames over games. I'm sorry, games over frames. And you niggas was pushing frames over games. At the end of the day, console gaming was all about exclusivity to me. And that doesn't seem to be the answer anymore. Because the exclusives don't even have that same impact like they had before. Like, you know how he brought up Final Fantasy X and that Final Fantasy 16? That was an exclusive for the PS2. That is what made me want to go out and buy a PS2. But there's nothing that PS5 and even the Xbox Series X offer to me as a gamer that single-handedly screams out, I have to buy this console. PS3 and 360. Let's just go on a small tangent and then I'm going to end the video. 360, Gears of War, Condemned Criminal Origins, all these Tenchu Z, all these games were exclusive. Not owned by Microsoft, Shadowrun. They were exclusives to the Xbox 360. Those are the games that made me want to go out and buy that console. PS3, Full Core, Motorstorm, Warhawk, OG, Resistance Fallen Man, NBA 07, Real OG, even Lair, even though that was a trash game, but even Lair, right? Those games single-handedly made me, and Genji, even Ridge Racer, I believe 7. Full Auto 2, because I had it on 360, even Full Auto 2, Battle Lines. How dare you niggas call me an Xbox fanboy? The fact that I was able to list all these games that I had on launch with the PS3, which we paid $600 for, you have no right to even talk shit to me, nigga. But the reality is, console gaming will cease to exist if you guys continue this fucking behavior. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Take care. Peace.